everyone, this is Trisha and welcome to my channel. Welcome to just a little vlog. This is a Mother's Day vlog. It is to wish all of you a happy Mother's Day, whether you celebrated a couple of days ago, you're celebrating today or tomorrow, or maybe you just don't have a Mother's Day wherever you are. So make one and celebrate yourself, whether you're a lady or a gentleman who is having to do the job of a mom. Well, happy day to you. So to celebrate, now this is a Saturday night for me and it's not quite Sunday yet, which tomorrow for me will be Mother's Day, May the 10th. But today I'm going to make some chicken with a blueberries, a goat cheese and blueberry stuffed in chicken, and then it'll have a blueberry sauce on top. Now I've made this recipe before. I saw this idea in a video that I watched. It was Colleen Ballinger. She does vlogging, but she also has another channel, Miranda Sings. Enter Colleen Ballinger vlogging, because she's been doing this whole thing where she's you know, like many of us, keeping indoors and keeping in our homes. So she's been cooking and she did this recipe. I don't know where she got it from. She did mention she got it from somewhere else, but I'm just gonna say I got it from her because I got the inspiration from her. Now I didn't quite write down everything that she said. I thought about it later and I said, you know what, I want to make this. So I just collected what I could remember. I did go back and look at it a little bit, and some of the stuff I just didn't have. But I tried to make do with the items and the ingredients that I have. So let's get to cooking. Okay, so here in front of me I have two large chicken breasts, and you can see that they're really big and they're super thick. Use whatever chicken breast you happen to have. And what I'm going to make this for 2 of us, but this could actually be for 4 people. So just go and kind of average out what you need for your family. Double up the recipe if you need to. So the first thing that I'm going to do was I already cleaned the chicken. I removed any little bits of fat that maybe I just didn't want on there, little membrane things that kind of, you know, are on top of there that don't look too pretty. So I removed all of that and whatever underneath. I'm going to turn this around because the first thing I want to do is I want to make 2 little pockets in there. Now, if you happen to cut in there and it's just becoming a butterfly, just butterfly, it's no big deal. Okay, so I'm going to try and do a pocket. I did it the last time, but we'll see how well I do this time. So I'm just going to poke somewhere, not all the way, you know, on the edge, but somewhere here in the thickest part. And so just want to get your knife in there a little bit. See, like that. And then you just lift it up so you can look in there, and I'm going to go into this thicker part and try to poke in there and open up a pocket right in there. I'll turn this around so that I can see what I'm doing so I don't want to cut myself. Let's see, I want to make this nice and deep. Okay, so I think that's big enough. There we go. I just want to make sure I get to this thicker part over here. Okay, so I'm going to do the same to this other chicken breast. I've just got some wax paper here just to protect my cutting board so I don't get any chicken on it. But I do actually have this other little cutting board that I use on top of my wood one, just in case I get holes on the wax paper, which I already have done. But I'm going to need that wax paper. Okay, so now I'm going to do another one. This one's a little bit thinner. It's not quite as thick as that other one. Like I said, if you end up butterflying your chicken, that is fine. Okay, so I got this one. I got a nice little opening here. As a matter of fact, I think I went all the way through and I opened the bottom part, but that's okay. We're not going to worry about that. Okay, put my knife here to the side. I'm going to put another piece of wax paper on top. And just because one of them is really thick, I'm going to pound it down a little bit. Okay, so pounding I got a little carried away. They were really thick. Once you start pounding, it's kind of hard to stop. So I tried pounding this one a little bit more because it was really thick, and I pounded this one just a little bit, just on the thick part. I didn't worry about the thin part over here. Okay, so that just spreads it out just a tiny bit. Let me get this wax paper out of the way and my mallet here out of the way, and I'll be back. Okay, so I've got that, and I'm going to keep them on the wax paper here, and I've got a dish here, a little baking pan that I'm going to put the 2 chicken breasts. One of them is like really big, and I'm thinking, oh, this is not big enough. So I'm going to go ahead and grab another one, a bigger one. And then I've got some blueberries here. These were frozen, so I was defrosting them a little bit. There's still little bits of ice in there, but they're getting smushy, so they're fine the way they are. And then I've got some goat cheese. Now, the goat cheese that was used in the recipe, the video that I saw with Colleen Ballinger, and then of course, when I made the recipe already, before this, I used a goat cheese that had blueberry in it already. But I went to the store to look for it, and I couldn't find the one that had the blueberry. Actually, when I had bought it the previous time, it was the only one on the shelf. But now they refilled it, but not the blueberry. But they did have this one that said garlic and herbs, so I thought, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and grab this one. But you can just grab the plain one and then season it with however you want. You can add some blueberries to it, so we can make our own blueberry goat cheese. So I'm gonna pop this open, and I'm gonna take half and half. So if you do 2 more of these large chicken breasts, you're gonna need more goat cheese. And I like to get this creamy one. Now, if you don't care for goat cheese, do it with some cream cheese. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be just as delicious. So let me get a little knife to cut that in half, and we can stuff it inside. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut half and half. Also, this is, let me see, I think it's 4 ounces. Yeah, this is a little 4-ounce packet. If you feel like, you know, 1 ounce of cheese is enough for each breast, you want to do it a thinner layer, then do it that way and cut it into 4s and do four breasts. But these are really big breasts, so I'm going to use the whole packet. And she used this little 4-ounce packet in her video, but she had 3 chicken breasts. So if you can separate it and, you know, go into three ways or 4 ways, it's up to you. Okay, so I'm gonna get my hands in there. This seems to be the bigger half that I seem to cut, and I'm just gonna squeeze it a little bit. I'm gonna open this up and then just smush it in there. Okay, now you can put it into a little bowl and mix it up with all the blueberries first before you do this, because I completely forgot that little step. Since the last time I got it, it already had the blueberries in there, but that's okay. We'll grab some blueberries and stuff them in there. Oh, and I have a little hole down here. So let's make sure. I'm going to fold that little end over so it doesn't pop out. And look, I'm just going to squeeze it down a little bit. Now I got to remember that I did have a hole in this one too. So I'm just making a mess here, squishing it down. I'm going to put it right up here so it doesn't get into that hole. Okay, so I'm going to wash my hands so that I can get them into the blueberries, okay? Okay, so I'm going to take a few blueberries here on the side. A few more here, a few more here. I think that's good enough. Okay, so now I'm going to stuff them in there with the goat cheese. Just try to spread them out as best as you can. And you can squish them while you're there. Get them in there. Let's do the other one. And just get them in there. And I'm going to put this one under just so it covers up that little hole. Okay. So now I'm just going to season this up. Okay. I'm going to get some salt and season this up. Wash my hands. And some pepper. Okay, so I've got my oven preheating at 375 degrees. So before we put this in our pan, we're going to go ahead and sear it. Oh, by the way, I did grab a bigger pan, so I'm actually going to use this one instead of this little one. So switch those over. Okay, so I've got my oven preheating at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. You could go 400. I kind of don't like to go that high, so I'm going to put it at 375. But I'm going to sear these in the pan first, so we're going to turn this on. Let's see. And I've got some avocado oil. You could use you could use olive oil. If you want to use coconut oil, whatever your favorite oil is to use. So I'm going to get about a tablespoon right here and throw it in there. Got my recipe on my phone here, or I wrote it down. Okay, put that over there. I don't want anything splattering on it. So what are y'all's plans for Mother's Day, or what did you do for Mother's Day? Let me know, let everybody know. My husband and I today, by the way, I've been cleaning out my craft room. I'm not showing the process of that because I had already done that whole thing where I redid my craft room. And I'm actually redoing it again. And my husband ordered a craft table for me as a gift, and that should arrive like Monday or Tuesday, sometime next week. Won't be here yet. Or no, actually, I think at the end of the week it's gonna arrive. Okay, so I got my pan hot, and this is the side that I seasoned with salt and pepper. And I'm also going to use this garlic and herb, which is the same flavors that are inside of the goat cheese. This is from McCormick Perfect Pinch. I love to use this. It doesn't have any salt, so it's okay to put this where I've already had salt. Now I'm seasoning one side, and then this side is going to go down on the pan, and then I'm going to season the other side once it's in the pan. These are really big pieces. Get that wax paper off of it. Use my hands. Okay, let's put that in there. Such a huge piece. Yeah, a couple of blueberries escaped. Let's push them in there. Okay. Now, I'm going to get this one. Again, facing downward with the seasoning. Now, if you want to use boneless, skinless thighs, I don't see why you couldn't do that. Like if you don't care for chicken breast, some people like dark meat better. I guess I'm gonna wash my hands and I'll be back. Okay, so these are in here, and I'm gonna let them sear for about 4, maybe 5 minutes on each side. I want to make sure that, you know, I get a good cook on the chicken. Now this is gonna go into the oven, so it's gonna cook even more, so you don't have to worry too much about it. But we'll see if it takes that much time. All right, so now I've got a small onion here, and I'm gonna go ahead and chop that up. And if you have some fresh garlic, you want to go ahead and chop that up too. Maybe a couple of cloves, depending on, you know, your taste buds. Of course, the goat cheese did have garlic flavor in it, and I did add some of this garlic. But you know, me, I love garlic, so I am adding extra. And I happen to have a little jar. I bought this already minced garlic in this little jar, and it comes in really handy. I just keep it in the fridge. Now, how you chop up your onions is your choice, whether you want to slice, chop, or, you know, fine chop, or just coarse. That's up to you. I'm using a Texas sweet onion, but you can use whatever onion you want to use. Okay, so I've got my small onion chopped up here. I'm just going over it a little bit more. I see some big pieces that I missed. Okay. And I've got some rosemary here. This rosemary is actually from my garden. I got a little sprig. And I'm just going to remove the little rosemary, little leaves off the little branch here. I think a little stem. Okay. And I'm going to chop that up as well. Okay, so that is chopped up to my liking. You can just use some dry rosemary if you want, or if you happen to buy some that's already all chopped up and ready to be used, then use that. Okay, let me check my phone here for my insert, or my ingredients. Let's see. Chopped onion, garlic I have right here. I have my balsamic vinegar. It asks for maple syrup. I don't have maple syrup. I don't buy maple syrup, but I happen to have this little 100% natural syrup from Cracker Barrel that we got with breakfast one day. So I brought that with me. It's not all maple syrup. It's 55% maple syrup and 45% corn or cane syrup. But I'm going to go ahead and use that. Oops. Chopped rosemary, which I have here. Some honey. I'm going to need some extra butter for the next part. A little more olive oil if I need it, and then of course more seasonings. Okay, and then I've got my blueberries, you guys. And I'm going to serve this with some zucchini spirals. This is not part of the recipe, but this is how I did it last time, and it came out really great, so I'm going to use that. Okay, I think I'm going to turn these over. You see how they look? Yeah, that looks nice. Nice searing going on. Oh, I forgot to season this side, you guys. So once you put them in there, season the other side. Salt, pepper, and my garlic and herb. You can just use some garlic. You don't have to use the one that has the herbs in it. It's up to you. Okay, turn this over. This one's a big one. Oh, maybe from this side. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Can you see that? How that looks? Okay, so we're going to do that to the other side now. And then we're going to transfer them to a pan. My pan is non-stick, or if you have one that needs to be sprayed, then go ahead and spray it. Okay, so I'm going to be back once this chicken is ready to be put in there. We can go on to the next little step before we stick it into the oven. Okay, so I feel like I cooked these in here or seared them long enough. Now look at the bottom there. That looks really good. Put those in there. Any bit of cheese, I'm just going to grab it and pour it on top here. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Let's stuff this underneath here, underneath our chicken. There we go. I wanted to show you something. You know how we have our teaspoon, you know, our tablespoon measuring things. I was in my grocery store. You know how sometimes some recipes ask for a pinch or a dash of things. Well, look, I found these little measuring spoons. One's a tad, this was a dash, a pinch, a smidgen, and a drop. So there we go. That's perfect for those of us who, what is what? Okay, I'm going to turn this off for now. And I'm going to remove as much of this cheese as I can from down here in the bottom. Now, if you're careful and you don't cut all the way through, or if you just butterfly your chicken and then you won't poke it through like I did. So if you're just careful, don't do that. Of course, the cheese won't come out from the bottom, but it might come out of the sides anyway. So that's okay if you get this. We're just going to get a spoon and pull that out of there, and it's actually really tasty, you know, like almost not burnt, but really toasty cheese in there. That's really good. So I'm going to pour that on top. Okay, so I'm just getting this out of here. I'm putting it on this other one. I've already put some on this one here. Okay, so now you don't have to completely clean the pan. In the same pan, we're gonna now cook our blueberries to make a sauce that we're gonna pour over this. Get a little closer here. And this is what they look like in the pan right now. I mean, these can be eaten just like that. Of course, you want to bake them to make sure it's completely cooked, but look at that. You don't even have to put the blueberry sauce on top, but I'm going to go the extra. So here I've still got some of that avocado oil, and I've still got some butter that I melted in there before. I melted a teaspoon. Now it's asking for 2 teaspoons of butter, so I'm just going to add another teaspoon into that. Now let's get that going again. Let me get that on the medium. It's really noisy, but it's convenient to do all of this right here for the video. Okay, instead of moving the camera around to get it to the stove. But anyway, we're gonna add these onions. Let me move that over. We're gonna add these onions that I chopped up to that. I need to grab a wooden spoon here. Okay, so now that I've got my onions in there, I'm going to saute them. And I like to saute them to a little translucent. Now they look a little brown because they're picking up all that chicken stuff that was at the bottom of the pan. So I just want to like scrape it. That's why I wanted to grab a wooden spoon, because you don't want to do it with a metal spoon. So here we are. Just get that in there. And it's just going to take about maybe 4 minutes. Now you could caramelize them if you want. Cook them a little bit longer till all the sugar releases from the onion and it caramelizes. Okay, so to the onions, we're gonna add some garlic. So like I said, if you have some fresh garlic, chop it up, mince it up, get it in there. If you don't have that, you can use some garlic powder, that's fine. But make sure you get garlic powder, not garlic salt, so you make sure that you get an actual garlic flavor rather than a salty flavor, because you know you're adding salt and other things, including the goat cheese already has some salt in it. So if you're watching that, you might want to go for powder. Now, if you really do prefer to use garlic salt, then go right ahead. Okay, here we go. I've got half a tablespoon. That's about 2 cloves. Let me make it a little bit fuller, because I'm going to imagine 2 big fat cloves. So we go. They're right there. I'm going to add that. This smells so good. It was already smelling really good with the chicken in there. The butter and the avocado oil at first was really good, but then when I added the chicken and that cheese started to get in there, oh. But this right here, to me, this is heaven. With the onions and the garlic, oh, delicious. Okay, let's see what the other ingredients are going to be so we don't forget. So I'm going to need a tablespoon of maple syrup. I'm going to need 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, a tablespoon of honey. I don't need these seasonings anymore. Oh yeah, I'm going to need a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt. Okay, and what else do I have here? Oh, the rosemary. Okay, and of course I've got my blueberries. And the blueberries is about 8 ounces of blueberries, okay? I may have had a little bit more because like I said, I had some, these were frozen. They were from a big packet. I divided it into packages to freeze them up so they would last me longer, because you know, with this whole thing of stay home, don't go out as much, and you know, I didn't want to keep running out to get blueberries. My husband uses them a lot for his oatmeal. So anyway, I bought extra, so I froze those, so now I'm using them. But I left the fresh ones for now. And these are for my cooking. Okay, so let's go ahead and add the blueberries in there. This is what my onions are looking like. Can you see that? Oops. Get that close. Like that. Okay. Okay, that's good enough. All right, so now 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, and then I'll get the blueberries in there. Like that. I love the way this smells as well. Okay, and now let's add the blueberries in there. Like I said, these were a little frozen. I did defrost them a little bit in the microwave, but some of them are still a little hard, but the rest of them, nice. And you're going to want them to like pop in there. That's fine if they get popped in there. You might even smush them a little bit because we want to create a sauce. Okay, we've already added garlic, we've added butter, this little bit of salt if you want to do that. I don't really want to put any, but I already did. Okay, some pepper. Let's get our blueberries a little more cooked. And as soon as they're easy to squish, just squish them down. And we'll be making a sauce. And I'll be back. I'm going to give this a couple of minutes so I can do this, and then I'll be back. Okay, so our blueberry sauce, look at that, looks really pretty. Okay, let's thicken it up with some honey. A tablespoon of honey, well, let's see. Let me pour it out like this. And I have to get my finger in there. There we go. Out you go. And some of this maple syrup. You can leave that out if you want. A tablespoon of that. Oh my god, that smells so good. Okay, get that in there. Let me taste, you guys, because you know, must. Oh my gosh. I want to lick the spoon. Okay, so now we're going to take this rosemary, sprinkle that in there. There we go. It's already pretty thick, so I think this is good. Okay, we get our pan here with our chicken. Beautiful. Our oven is ready now. It's been ready for some while. Oh, that smells so good. And we're going to pour this all over our chicken. Get all those little bits of rosemary that were in the back of my spoon in there, in my sauce. Okay, now we're going to pour this over the 2 chicken breasts. Like that. Try not to splatter on yourself because blueberry stains. Okay, that's good. Let's put that over to the side. Okay, so now here we have our chicken with our blueberry sauce. I just want to make sure that I'm covering every little bit for whatever reason. I just feel like I need it. Okay. That smells so good. I can't get over it. This is what it looks like right now. We're going to put it in the oven at, like again, at 375. It's about 15 or 20 minutes and this should be ready. Okay, so I've taken the chicken out of the oven. It took about 15 minutes and I did cut into one of them to make sure that the inside was cooked. So again, at 375 for about 15 to 20 minutes. And you can cut into it. Of course, if you have some thinner chicken breasts, it won't take that long. But there we go, you guys. Looks, smells delicious. And when it cut into it, look at that cheese coming out of it. Let's slice into one and taste it. All right, so I'm going to take one of these chicken breasts. Try to do it nicely. Put it on our plate. Look at that. So let's cut into it. All right, so I've also gone ahead and I've served it with some of the spiral zucchini, which I went ahead and just cooked in the same pan that I did the chicken and then the blueberry sauce. So it picked up a little bit of the color and some of the flavors. Of course, I seasoned it up a little bit more. And then I had a little bit of water just so that the zucchini's noodles would get, you know, soft and not too soft, but I wanted them to be al dente. And that's all I did for that. It just took a few minutes. So let's cut into our chicken here and see how it looks on the inside. I'm going to cut it in half, and I could probably just eat half of this. I don't know. It was very delicious the last time and I ate the whole thing. And they were pretty much the same size. So there we go. Let me show you how that looks. Let me open this up a little bit more. And hold it up so you can see that. There you go. That looks so good. So now I'm going to go ahead and give it a taste. Oh, that looks so good. So I'm cutting it, it squishes down a little bit, so some of that cheese kind of squished out of my chicken breast there, so look at that. Alright, let's get some of that on this piece of chicken so we can taste it with that on there. That's a big old bite. All right, everyone, that was absolutely delicious. The second time I've made this, and I still think it is absolutely delicious. It is kind of like a new flavor, something different to try with the blueberries and the goat cheese. Now, again, if you don't care for the goat cheese, you can go ahead and use some cream cheese, some mozzarella cheese, whatever cheese you want to try. You know, change it up if you want, but try something different. You know, today we were at Chick-fil-A and they gave me this little carnation, so I'm passing it on to you. Happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. I hope you enjoyed my video. I'm going to give myself a big old thumbs up. I'm going to give all of you a big old thumbs up. So everybody, all the moms, give yourselves a big old thumbs up for all the work that you do and all the love that you pass around to everyone. Leave a nice comment down below. Tell me if you're going to follow this recipe. What would you change about it? Have you already tried it before? What did you think about it? Let me know and let everyone else know. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already done so. And thank you to everyone who has been subscribing. And also make sure you hit the notification bell so you get notified of when I put up videos, which is twice a week. Make sure you share on your social medias. As always, enjoy. And one more time, Happy Mother's Day.